guys, I have finally decided to make this video after literally contemplating it for so long, for months. Like, this is a overdue video. Everybody wants story time though, and I got you. I am going to finally be giving a story time because I have held this off for so incredibly long, and I have not spoken about anything. I maybe like make some passive aggressive comments sometimes, but like I never straight up talk about like what happened, anything. Everyone told me not to do this video, but I'm going to do it for my own sanity because I'm genuinely like going insane with people like hating me, not knowing anything of my side of the story. So I'm gonna fully break it down for you. This might be a multiple part video, I don't know. I've never made a big story time like this before, but this is actually a crazy ass story, so please stick around. It's insane. So we're gonna rewind back to when me and Gavin first started hanging out, which was in why did I say April? No, this was in September like 16th or something. I think we started hanging out. So we had been like snapping before that. Like, we had known each other for a couple of years. Like, it was all like fun, flirty, whatever. Like, me and him we clicked really well. Like, we became like instantly like inseparable pretty much. And yes, me and him were talking. We were in an exclusive relationship. We weren't like dating ever because like I consider dating like someone has to ask me to be his girlfriend, which he never did, so like I didn't consider it as dating. But like we were very much exclusive, loyal. I never cheated on him, never ever cheated on him. And then flash to like Thanksgiving to like middle of December. It was just like we were having our own problems like off camera. Like we were genuine people off camera. Like, we have our own lives, you know, like, and I don't know, I think we just like our lifestyles didn't exactly line up. I was really trying hard though to like make accommodations and stuff. I think he just didn't want that, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, or the relationship ended. We kind of like, he stopped talking to me and then like kind of started talking to me again, and I was like, wait, what? And it was a whole thing. So moral of the story, we stopped talking. We were done. And then it was literally the day I got back home from his house that we ended. Like, we like stopped, like we broke up pretty much. And that was December 7th, I want to say. And then every day after that, his mom would call me, and like she's trying to keep me on like good terms so that like I wouldn't want to like bash his name on the internet. And they said this multiple times to me. They're like, I don't want you to bash his name on the internet, which I was not planning on doing that at all. I genuinely cared about him so much, and like I would not do that to him. Like, I just didn't even think to do that to him. So then she just like called me like every single day for like months, and we had trips planned. So I was gonna keep filming with him, by the way. Like, we were planning on fully filming together and pretending like we didn't just break up and keep doing this whole like fake relationship kind of thing. And I was like, that's like a little odd, but like I'll do it because like I want to see him still, and like I didn't want to like let go of him, I guess. So then basically after that, right before New Year's, and I see these TikToks going back and forth of like Piper and oh, I have a hair, hold up. Okay, so I see these TikToks going back and forth of like Piper saying her ex is single, and like I didn't know we were publicizing that we're single, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I was kind of at the point where it's like, oh, we're not talking to other people yet, like, what? But then, so these TikToks going back and forth, like Piper, Gavin, like, and then bringing me into it, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, guys, why am I in internet drama right now with Gavin and Piper? Like, leave me out of it. If you guys are gonna film together again, you do that, but like leave me so far out of it. And all the TikToks I made back, by the way, I would literally go to his mom and be like, hey, can I post this? Hey, do you think this is gonna be bad? Like, if I post this, like, is it okay? They never asked me if they can post any of the stuff they did. I always asked, even if it wasn't about Gavin, I was like, hey, like, can I post this? Like, if it was about me being single, which I should be fully allowed to say that I'm single because I don't have a boyfriend. So I would see these TikToks, and then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna ask if I could post TikToks anymore. Like, what? And like his mom was encouraging this beef, and like I knew that she was, and she was still calling me, acting like she was on my side about everything, and I was like, okay, but like, can you guys please stop, leave me out of it? Like, I begged, I literally was sobbing and begging them. I called him and I was like, Gavin, please stop please stop doing this to me online. I don't want to be in this internet beef with you. And the only reason that I was even making videos was I was just like responding to something being thrown at me. It's like they're going back and forth. People think I'm in a relationship with him. People think he's cheating on me. I'm like, leave me out alone. So then finally it all calmed down. I think I just stopped posting. Like, I was just like, I'm so done. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm done with this drama. And then I told them, I was like, hey, I am not gonna do videos with you anymore. It looks so bad on my part now. Like, I'm not gonna film with you, and you just like went back and forth with your ex-girlfriend on TikTok publicly. And if I go and film with you, it's gonna look like, oh, I get walked all over. Oh, he can do whatever he wants and she'll come back. Like, you know, and I didn't want that look for me because I'm not that kind of person. Also, then, like, we hit New Year's finally, and this was, like, my breaking point. He texted this one girl, like, he asked her to come over to his hotel, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was friends with the girl, and she texted me about it, and I was like, yep, no, absolutely not. I blocked him, and that's the first time I unfollowed him on everything and just, like, fully cut it off, was that time. And then I texted him and his mom, and I was like, leave me alone, I don't want to film anymore. And his mom's calling me being like, please just film with Gavin, like, you're hurting him by not filming with him. I was like, I don't really care, I don't want to film with him. And the whole time, like, my parents, I told them, I said, do not get involved with this. Like, I wasn't even telling my parents what was happening. I told nobody. Like, I think only one of my friends knew what was happening because I needed somebody to, like, even remotely talk to about this. But I was, like, trying not to explode, and, like, I was being hurt so badly. I was literally, like, and people, like, forgot that I was, like, a teenage girl at the end of the day. Like, and so then I literally went to go make a story time about him. Like, I set up my phone. I was in the middle of recording it, and after I blocked him, and he called me. He called me and was like, hey, like, let's talk it out. Let's, like, you know, like, I don't want to be on bad terms with you. I don't want you to block me. I don't want this and that. And I was like, okay, fine. And he kept saying, like, oh, I don't want this to, like, ruin my image. And I was like, okay, that's all you care about. And, like, literally, we talked for, like, 2 hours on the phone, and, like, we were all good. And then after we talked it out on the phone, I thought it was, like, all good. And then his mom's, like, calling me, and she's like, okay, so, like, are we still doing this? We were supposed to go to Vegas. And I was like, she's like, hey, are we still going to Vegas, like, to film? And I was like, no, like, I gotta talk to my dad. Like, my dad's not gonna let me anymore. Because I finally, after I blocked him, I told my parents, I was like, hey, Gavin just asked this girl to come over to his hotel when he was just texting me on New Year's, and texting this other girl, and, like, I don't want to deal with it. And I was sobbing, and I was crying in my room, and I was, like, having, like, genuinely, like, the worst breakdowns ever, because they kept messing with me. And then his mom's texting me, like, oh, Gavin's talking that he still likes you. Gavin still likes you. And, like, they're just trying to mess with me to keep me around. And I was, like, falling for it every time. Like, I kept going back in the trap. Like, I kept going back, and it was just, like, hurting me so bad. So then, basically, I was like, no, I just, like, gotta talk to my dad. And I was trying to beg my dad, because they literally convinced me to go back to filming with them. And they got me to do a live video where I was like, oh, no, me and Gavin are cool. And, like, I said that I was just throwing a tantrum. No, I was not just throwing a tantrum. I literally, there was so much built up to why I unfollowed him and blocked him. Like, it just became all about views after that. And I was like, our relationship wasn't about views. Like, we didn't have a relationship because it did good for us. We literally liked each other. Like, that's what I thought. Like, unless I didn't know that it was a fake relationship. So then when I was like, I'm not filming anymore, like, I'm done with this. Mom called me and was like, hey, do you still want to film? Like, have you talked to your dad? When I told her on the phone that I don't want to film anymore, she goes off on me. His mom was, like, yelling at me, like, first of all, she was like, you led me on. You made me believe you were going to film with Gavin. I'm going to make Gavin hate you. I'm going to make him never speak to you again, never film with you again, because you want to act all petty. And I was like, all I said was I was not ready to film for a couple months. And she just kept blowing up at me, and I was, like, crying over the phone. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And she's like, I'm gonna make him film with other girls, so you'll see, like, what you're missing out on, and, like, all this. And I was like, that's great for him. All I kept saying was, if that makes Gavin happy, then I'm happy for him. And even if that meant not with me, I just wanted him to be happy, you know? And even if he did me dirty, all I think about is, at the end of the day, he's a teenage boy who, like, also is experiencing life for the first time the same way I am experiencing life for the first time. And we're all gonna, like, make mistakes in relationships, in life, in everything. And so I didn't hold it against him, but I just thought it was really odd that his mom is doing this. And then after I got off the phone, I had a full breakdown to both of my parents, who I, like, don't like crying in front of, and I was just, like, sobbing. I was like, I don't know why she's telling me I'm a horrible person. I'm never gonna get anywhere in life, like, if I don't film with Gavin, and, like, that's all I have in my life. And, like, they really convinced me that that's all I had, was, like, if I don't film with Gavin, I have nothing. So then I was like, okay, like, Gavin texted me, and me and him were actually cool after this. Like, we were cool. He was fine with me not wanting to film. We stayed talking, and, like, we stayed, like, really good friends. Like, nothing was wrong between us. And then I finally texted him, and I was like, hey, keep your crazy mom away from me. Like, I don't want to ever see her again. Like, I want to see you when I come to LA, but I don't want to see her. I don't want to be near her. Like, that's odd to me. And after I texted him, like, a book paragraph, it was like, Gavin, please keep your mom away from me, like, all this, like, I don't want her calling me screaming because I don't want to film with you, like, I'm sorry, I think that's my own choice to make, this and that. And he literally goes, I mean, I wasn't there, but she could be a little extra sometimes. And I was like, that's all you have to say? I just sent you a paragraph on how, like, she made me feel and how she degraded me and the things she said to me, and that's all you have to say? So I was obviously, like, very, very, very irritated by that. And after that, that's when I stopped talking to him. I was like, nope, I won't do this. So I unadded him after he said that, because I was like, that's like a really shitty thing to tell someone. Because if my parents did that to him, which they would never, my parents have never called him, they've never done anything, especially for not wanting to be in a relationship with him. Like, his mom would like try to tell me to get back with him, and like, he wants me back and all this. My parents would never even think to do that to him, because that's weird, that's odd. Why are you talking to a child? So like, if my parents texted him, I would literally, and he sent me that, I would apologize on my parents' behalf and be like, I'm so sorry, like, I don't know why they would ever say that. And I would like go talk to my parents and be like, what the fuck? So then after that, I just like, I unadded him, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on with my life. Like, that's it, new chapter's opening. What I thought was gonna happen, and it didn't happen. His mom kept texting me, and if I liked a guy's post or whatever, she would send me a screenshot. So the morning after my phone call with her, where she was yelling at me, she called my mom and was like, please convince Gigi to film again, like this and that. And my mom's like, Gigi can do whatever she wants to do. I'm not gonna force her to do anything. Like, I will not force her to do anything, which any normal parent should do that. And so I told my mom, I was like, hey, can you just text her and say, like, if I'm gonna ever hang out with Gavin, I just don't want parents involved. I don't want anyone involved. I just like let me keep my own friendship with him. And his mom basically texted me and was like, you don't, I know you think you're all grown and this and that, but you're not, and I run everything, and I'm gonna keep running everything. And like, she went off, and I was like, okay. And I actually will show you guys a screenshot of what I did say. So this is a screenshot of what I said after she like claimed he's gonna film with other girls and all this. You can like pause to read this. So like, I was still trying to be very respectful, and like, I just, if she ever like wanted to like post these or whatever, she can like realize that I didn't say anything wrong, you know, like, I was just trying to be the bigger person, since like the adult couldn't be. And so I thought it like finally ended there. And then I like commented on a guy's post, and it was like a TikTok someone made about me, and my comment got like 30,000 likes on it. And she texted me and was like, LMAO, the repost. And I was like, I didn't repost, I only commented. And then she texted my mom and was like, how do you feel about your daughter jumping from guy to guy, like all this? My mom knew about this TikTok that I commented on, and she does not care, because it was a public TikTok. Like, what on earth? Leave me alone. I was fully single at this point. Like, I had Gavin unadded. And then finally, I just like blew them off. I just stopped texting back. I just fully ghosted them. My mom went off on her. She was like, leave my daughter alone. Like, leave me alone. Like, leave us alone. And then flash forward to the day TikTok was supposed to get banned. That, oh my gosh, this story time is going to be so long. Like, this, I'm so sorry, guys. But, like, this has been months awaited, I know. And so, like, I'm giving you guys everything you want to hear and the full truth story. That woman, though, is actually insane. Like, I'm so sorry the story time's going to be so long. She's crazy.